Good morning. First, I'd like to express my thanks to Azerbaijani Center for Strategic Studies and its director, Ferhat Bey, for this very important timely conference. After Chinese President Mr. Xi Jinping announced the Chinese version of New Silk Project in September 2013 in Kazakhstan and referred to a strategic thoroughfare from the Pacific Ocean to the Baltic states, all Eurasian countries, including Turkey, have started to discuss the nature of the New Silk Project and the new Eurasian transport corridors or networks in this regard. Before Mr. Xi Jinping announced the Chinese version of the revival of historical Silk Road project, the European Union and the American basically promoted their version of the Silk Road. And in addition to the European initiative of TRACECA, the American initiative of New Silk Road project was first envisioned in 2011 as a means for Afghanistan initially to integrate it more into the region. The project includes resuming traditional trading routes and reconstruction of infrastructure links, creating new north-south transit and trade routes connecting Central Asian states, Afghanistan and Pakistan, India and other states. The Chinese initiative of New Silk Project, which is defined as One Belt, One Road project, refers to a trade route stretching by land from China through Central Asia, Iran, Iraq, and Turkey, before crossing the Bosphorus into the northwest Europe. The project is beyond New Eurasian Land Bridge. The New Eurasian Land Bridge originally refers to a network of rail links from the coastal city of the Liaoyunyang through China to Kazakhstan and Iran, and finally crossing under the Sea of Marmara in Turkey, realizing, in fact, an uninterrupted rail link from China to Europe. The route would be additional one to the Trans-Siberian one, which already hosts two regular freights connections from China to Germany. It's beyond it because it also includes the maritime link stretching by sea from China to the Indian Ocean. In general, we welcome principle all economic and societal efforts in the region or tools to boost regional cooperation, integration, collaboration, partnership, or synergy among nations in the region. Turkish policymakers basically believe that further cooperation and integrations and interdependence in the region in terms of regional economy, trade, and transportation will boost the chance of regional and international peace, security, and prosperity. Turkey particularly underlines the significance of middle or central corridors in addition to the north and south corridors in the region. The middle or central corridor includes the Baku-Tbilisi Kars Railways project, which will provide uninterrupted rail connection from London to China via Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Turkmenistan links with train ferry lines crossing the Caspian Sea. The project has become more important when the Marmaray project, which is the deepest immersed tube tunnel used by a rail system in the world, was realized 2 years ago. Turkey is working now on the new projects, which will provide additional rail and motorways connecting east to the west, the Eurasia Tunnel crossing the Istanbul Strait undersea will be completed next year, and third bridge over the Istanbul Strait will be completed at the end of this year. Furthermore, a new transportation project has been recently announced by Turkish Prime Minister. It's a three-layered tunnel project under the Istanbul Strait again, and will include a separate rail and motorways connecting Asia to Europe again. There are other many projects, big and small, in Turkey that we have no time to discuss in detail. All these and other projects are to increase Turkey's contribution to the revival of the Silk Road project. It's clear that The Silk Road initiatives will serve to more prosper, secure, and a modern Eurasia. They will expand national and regional markets and create a large scale of economy, expand regional cooperation among Eurasian nations. All these agreements embrace the extensive movement of goods and services, which will create a sort of economic interdependence among the Eurasian nations. That means more trust and less conflict between these nations. Furthermore, all these projects also facilitate transnational movements and exchange of ideas and people across the borders. What about the possible problems or challenges potentially emanating from the realization of these projects? I'm going to mention three essential points in this regard. First, from a general point of view, I believe that the first point or the first possible challenge is related to the geopolitical position or changing international geopolitical landscape in the region. And I believe that there's a real danger that Eurasia, with all these very attractive initiatives, the Eurasian region will be, or there is a possibility, or could be a real arena for political and economic competition by global powers. The Eurasian nations should benefit from all these initiatives. That will be more regional integration, cooperation, and interdependence, and shouldn't allow the possible dangerous global competition that jeopardize all Eurasians' peace, security, and prosperity. The second thing related to the possible challenges in the region about the more transnational mobilization in the region. More transnational mobilization across the national borders could be abused by some illegal criminal organization or some extremist societal and political and social groups. And the regional governments encounters difficulties to deal with all these transnational problems. Potentially, I believe that transnational mobilization in the region could serve the more prosperous and secure, provided that it will be managed effectively in a good manner by the regional governments. The further cooperation, collaboration between the regional states are essential for an effective border control and secure borders in the region. We need strong and sincere cooperation and even a common border policies in this regard. So what about the solution? I'm going to provide some my ideas about here because this means in fact that more solution basically for me refers to more institutionalization of the politics and economics in Eurasia. I believe, for example, I'm going to give a humble example to these efforts. Turkey Council, for example. I believe Turkey Council is a good example to this fact. Turkey Council serves as now as a very good platform, international regional platform for our members and other non-member states, good friend states, in a very inclusive way. Members and non-member states could elaborate all bilateral or multilateral issues here. So we need similar organization in the region, first of all. Economic, social, cultural, or even political organization. We need to consolidate the current ones through which bilateral, multilateral cooperation could be realized in a more effective way. Regarding the regional organization in the South Caucasus and Central Asia, one very important point should be underlined. The inclusive character or the inclusiveness of the organization. There might be different organizations, there might be different regional and international organizations in the region, but to serve to whole Eurasian prosperity, peace, and security, this character is very important. The character, in other words, the organization should have an inclusive character character and shouldn't have an exclusive character. For example, let me again give an example from the Turkish Council, for example, because Turkish Council has a very inclusive character and open to all regional states. So the institutions to serve the whole Eurasia without discrimination of any nation in the region. The last point that I would underline, because we have a quite limited time to discuss all the points that, as Mr. Şeyman already stated, that Silk Road project is a giant project. We couldn't ignore this reality. The Silk Road, basically the Chinese version of the Silk Road project, is a giant project, and I believe it will be the project of the 21st century. All nations in the region should benefit almost equally from the project in terms of economy, culture, and political senses. Otherwise, the initial positive expectation couldn't be realized. I believe the Silk Road project will stamp the next century, provided that we will manage to reduce the possible challenges or possible tension basically could be eliminated from the project. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.